can you beat Slay the Spire with only debuffs? Greetings, gentlemen and ladies. Welcome back. Today, the Silent takes back the spotlight in one of the most intense challenges I have ever attempted. The rules are simple. We are only allowed to play cards that apply a debuff. That means no strikes or defends today. The one exception is we're allowing potions. Now, you might be asking yourself, how is this even possible? With 11 unplayable cards in our starting deck, won't we just fail over 87 times in the first act? Well, with 12 Tyrannosaurus Gargantuosus challenges behind us, we're going to have to give this one absolutely everything we have. So, sit back, get yourself comfortable, for it's time. Time to climb. Climb time! The results of the Slay the Spire 2 giveaway will be at the end of the video. Okay, today we are greeted with two choices. Having the next 3 enemy encounters start with 1 HP, or increase our max health by 7. Yeah, with only one playable card, the choice was pretty easy to make here. Checking the map, I find an ocean full of question mark events, followed by 2 potentially free elite encounters. Our first free fight of the day was against a cultist. He drops us 13 gold, an attack potion, and for the cards, we get Noxious Fumes. A great start to the run. The first question mark event had us ambushed by a couple of lices. After taking 6 damage, we get 14 gold and a fantastic card we could play, Crippling Cloud. The next question mark event blessed us with a Relic chest, which contained another chest within a chest. Then, disaster. The 2 free potential elites we had were now gone. With a Jawworm snapping up our final free encounter, we pick up a regen potion and another Crippling Cloud, so I couldn't complain for long. With Niao's Lament depleted, we would now have to alter our original course. We get greeted by a couple of shroomy boys. Our opening hand is Solitaire, a Cripple for weak, and Noxious for poison. We take 4 damage in return. An uninspired turn 2 leads to 10 more damage coming our way, then another 6 here, for our poisons finish them off. We get 17 gold, and no card rewards this time. Moving into the rest sites, I thought about upgrading, but with only 1 blocking card available in this challenge, which we didn't have, I couldn't consider anything other than resting, for our body was quite literally our shield here. A tough enemy was up next, the Blue Slaver. Noxious, Weaken, and Crippling Cloud. He strikes us for 9. We could only play Crippling Cloud again here, with the Slaver repeating his attack. Then another 5 attack here, and again, bringing us all the way down to 37 health. We get 13 gold, a Distilled Chaos Potion, and for the cards, seeing more poison tempered my concern. Floor 8 had a Red Slaver. I weaken with Crippling and start the Fumes, taking 9 damage in return. We then neutralize, taking 6 damage, Poison Stab and get entangled, then Cloud and take a further 9. Now down to 13 health. I sure am glad we rested at that campsite. For the card rewards, we get presented with a choice. Another Noxious Fumes for AoE, or a Deadly Poison for single target. With our AoE being strong, I opt for the single target application. An uncommon Relic chest greets us next, holding a well-timed Courier. Perfect for the merchants that were fast approaching. 1 more question mark event first though, and we get the big fish. With us wounded from the recent battles, the banana was a great sight to see. Moving into our first merchant, he has both Bouncing Flask and a Catalyst on sale. Wow, I pick up the Catalyst before removing a card, and with another merchant coming up, I decide to hold back on buying the Flask for now. We then briefly stop by the rest site. Well, it was the second merchant's time to shine. What in the broom closet of the Stanley Parable is going on here? The Bouncing Flask we had just passed on was back, but enough about that. Another Catalyst? Who needs block when you have the ability to double poison twice? Floor 14 held an assortment of gremlins. I get to work weakening them with our Crippling Cloud, then Fumes for the turns to follow. But no matter how good our poison was shaping up to be, it still didn't allow us to block the incoming hits. We take 12 damage here, and again on the following turn. A Clutch, Poison Stab, and Deadly Poison reduced this turn's damage to 8, before our Bouncing Flask finished them off. For the rewards, we get 18 gold, a Fire Potion, which I exchange, and another Noxious Fumes. The final rest site now greeted us, and thankfully, resting here would keep us below the 48 health checkpoint, which was fantastic. Really good. Yup, just great. Oh boy. Now was time for the boss of Act 1, Hexaghost. I start with using our regen potion, which at the end of the turn will increase our health to 52. Oh, well, maybe his attack is based off of the health we entered with? Nope, and nope. It's based off of right now. 30 damage is here. We have nothing to reduce it. Although, I check our draw pile and discover that only one card here wasn't allowed to be played, so Distilled Chaos? I take the risk and it pays off, playing both Crippling Clouds and our Bouncing Flask. The boss's poison is now at 22, which we double with our Catalyst. We take 18 damage, then the most perfect hand imaginable gets drawn. Inoxious, Deadly, and Catalyst, bringing his poison value up to 100, and thanks to my B grade in GCSE Maths, that would mean we would defeat Hexaghost before his 4th turn. Let's go! Wow, what a combo. We might not have any defense, but man, do we pack a serious punch. We get 101 gold, and for the cards, a malaise? No, envenomment's not allowed because it will pretty much open every single attack under the sun, thank you, good day sir. Now, for the relics. Sozu, Pandora's Box, or Runic Pyramid. Both Sozu for energy and Pandora's for transforming our useless cards were solid choices here, and after discussing it with everyone, I was ready for 3 more catalysts to grace our presence. Right. Act 2, the city. I assess the map, marking the elites and merchants before prioritizing as many question mark events as we could for our tiny chest. Greeting us to the act was the Spheric Guardian, and with it only having 20 effective health, we clear its artifact, take 10 damage, then shut him down. 10 gold and no card rewards we could take. A question mark event was next, and a good one at that. The Mausoleum. Even if we get the Wraith here, it's easy to deal with. I take the risk, and whilst we didn't get a curse, the relic left much to be desired. With 158 gold in hand, the merchant's eye spotted a customer, and he didn't disappoint, showing the Twisted Funnel. Moving on, the Chosen. We kick things off with a Crippling Cloud, Neutralize, and Noxious Fumes, bringing down the incoming hits to 6. Then was more poison. Deadly, Stab, and a Catalyst stack her up to 34, and another one to bring it to 70 before boom. For the card rewards, we get 15 gold and another potential card choice, but 2 energy was simply too costly of a purchase to acquire. Now it was time for the Centurion and his Astrologer. She's Scorpio. I play our Crippling Cloud, Noxious Fumes, and Neutralize before we get attacked for 9. 2 catalysts now show, which I couldn't hold myself back from. I play them both, stacking the Centurion's poison up to 36. Next, we poison Stab, bringing him 3 off of lethal, which meant all we needed was for this flask to bounce on him once. He falls the following turn. We take 10 damage from the Mystic before leaving her in PCs. We pick up 10 gold, a speed potion, and for the card, a Bouncing Flask gets offered. I take a moment to think about it, but end up passing as I felt confident in our poison application already. Marching forward, we get greeted by the Snake Plant, this enemy. 21 damage aimed straight at us. Thankfully, we have a malaise in our opening hand, and that mixed with Neutralize reduces this scary attack down to only 9. Time was ticking though. 9 shows again, we have 16 health. I can only apply our poisons and pray that it debuffs next turn. Thankfully, it did. We literally just managed to take it down. Our run nearly ended. We need defense, and there was only 1 card in the entire Silent Kit available, and you'll never guess what was in the card rewards. Not only was it a leg sweep, but a leg sweep plus. With the ability to now gain block, we had a slither of a Hexaghost chance, which, as you know, is all we need. Our tiny chest relic propped up a legendary chest.
Wow.
Snako-san blessed us with his presence next. I drink our ancient potion for debuff protection, then do some maths, with Bouncing Flask and Catalyst ultimately being the best line here. Then disaster. This attack was lethal, and with only a Neutralize able to be played, he brings us all the way down to 1 HP. If it wasn't for the fire potion we picked up earlier, this run would be over. 10 gold, a fear potion and no cards that could be added. The upcoming relic chests were something. Strike dummy in the first one, and for the uncommon chest, turnip. I mean, we have a leg sweep, so value? I then rest up to 22 health before once again we enter the merchant's quarters. Disappointment continued filling my mind, but with so much poison already, I wasn't disheartened. I remove our reflex and, with the remaining gold, pick up a fire potion for the boss fight yet to come. Now was an important choice. Is it better to do 2 normal encounters or a question mark and elite one? I was on the fence, so lent on you guys in the live stream to make the wise decision. They voted for the elite. The question mark event was another relic chest, and this time, not only was it useful, but also incredible. Mango. Great job, guys. Now, onto the elite, the Gremlin leader. Thankfully, this was one of the easiest elites that could be faced, as with smart, methodical plays, we could delay her attack nearly indefinitely. I start by playing a vulnerable potion on the fat gremlin to force a resummon, then stab and double fume. I continue applying our poison with a simple cloud, then focus my attention on the minions once again. We have to pray for RNG for this bouncing flask, and a poison stab would take it down, delaying the leader's attack once more. I then play our deadly poison and catalyst on the leader, and with one more catalyst, we take down the elite with minimal injury. 26 gold, ornamental fan because, of course, a cunning potion, and for the card rewards, bullet time also applies a debuff. And with all our 2 cost cards and only 3 energies, I decide it would be worth picking up for sure. The final rest site of the act brings us up to 53 health, for it was time for the most brutal boss fight in recent memory. The Champ. Our opening hand shows a leg sweep which I play without hesitation, followed by a poison stab. Turn 2, we set up more poison, then cripple and deadly poison turn 3, choosing to exhaust our melees in favour of more chances of catalyst. Talking of catalyst, we draw it next, and this is where the Microsoft Paint math skills begin. You see, the Champ is notoriously difficult for a poison only run. The only way we could win would be to defeat him before his cleanse goes off. I go into a frenzy of calculations, with a specific HP number we couldn't allow him to drop to. That number was 211. The math checked out in a few different areas, so I played the line. Stab, Noxious, and Catalyst. The following turn, our other Catalyst wasn't here. We need it. I drink our draw potion, and by the Lords of Snecko, we find it. I was so busy with our ability to defeat him that I didn't realize it was him who was about to defeat us. We don't have any ways to defend. This was it. No, there was a way. With the pickup of Ornamental Fan, we just needed to play 3 attack cards to survive here. I put my ego aside, trying to not play it, and instead drink the potion, allowing us to acquire the 4 block to save us from the grips of despair. With his health now below half, his cleanse cast begins, but our Microsoft Paint math skills were simply too much for the Champ, and with only 2 HP remaining, we take him down. Man, our deck is a literal definition of a class cannon build. We get 105 gold and no cards that we could use. For the relics, we have Empty Cage, Snecko Eye, or Black Star. We weren't doing elites, so Black Star was off the table. As for Snecko, whilst true, our deck consisted of a lot of 2 costs, poorly timed 3-cost Catalyst could prove fatal, so I opt for safety with the Empty Cage, removing 2 concentration cards from the deck. Okay, Act 3, The Beyond. I identify the safest route, marking the merchants and elites in the process. We get welcomed by an orb walker. Bullet time in our opening hand spells out a delicious turn 1, allowing us to play Noxious, Flask, Cloud, and Catalyst. And although we couldn't defend the 11 damage here, nor the 13 next turn, thanks to that, we leave bruised and not beaten. Next up were the shapes. Finally, an encounter suited to our deck. Or so I thought. Whilst our AoE in poison is great here, no defense just meant us taking damage again, and again, and again here, with us already down to 44 health. We get 15 gold, and I decide against adding the Sucker Punch here as we had enough weak application already. The first question mark event was Match and Keep. Always a fun time to be had. even if nothing was to be gained. Floor 38 spelt danger with the Darklings. We would have to play this fight correctly, as if any of them managed to revive, all our poison would be removed. I start with Crippling Cloud and Noxious Fumes, taking 16 damage in return. Leg Sweep saves us here and here, before finally the poison finishes them off. We get 14 gold, a Fear Potion, and for the card rewards, an upgraded Noxious Fumes gets offered, which I once again decline. It's all about the hand space. Our tiny chest now activates, showing us yet another legendary chest. At the very least, it couldn't be worse than the frozen egg, right? Right. We recover 20 health at the rest site. Then it was merchant time. Whilst Lee's Waffle had yet to make an appearance this challenge, a fairy in a bottle in the final push of the act, not to mention the block potion that came behind it. I know you're here with us, Lee. I then decide to exchange our fire potion with the merchant skill one and remove a dead card from the deck. The next question mark event was no. Our guaranteed relic chest of the act was uncommon and actually very useful. This tea set will give us 2 extra energy after we leave a rest site, which is especially useful for the final boss. Now was time for the Spire Growth enemy encounter, an unironically easy fight. Thanks to our leg sweep on turn 1, block potion on 2 and stacking poison, we don't lose any health. We get an energy potion and no cards to note. At the next rest site, I sit on the fence with what to do. I was certain that in order to beat the boss, our catalyst would need to be upgraded, but with only 43 health, is now the right time? I end on that it would be. Our next fight, we were ambushed by the malignant growth. I start again with leg sweep, bouncing flask, and deadly poison, managing to block its attack fully. Next up, we could only melees, as I didn't want to roll the dice with either a stronger attack or getting a curse added. Turn 3 had exactly what we wanted to see, poison and catalysts. I run some numbers, check the map, and we were all in agreement that now was the time to drink our energy potion, allowing us to build its poison to 138, and ultimately defeat the unstirred ramen pack. We get 19 gold and an incredible card reward, Piercing Whale. Our luck so far has been all over the place, with many question mark events being ambushed, good card rewards in Act 1, legendary chests filled with only disappointment. So I really didn't know what to expect here. But boy, oh boy, we get greeted by the duplicator. And because we decided to upgrade the catalyst instead of resting, it meant we now had another upgraded catalyst. Let's go! The final enemy encounter was against 3 jawworms, all ready to take a bite. This opening hand only spelt defeat, so I drink our skill potion to help us concentrate through this sticky situation. It allows us to play our bouncing flask, catalyst, fumes, and melees, leaving us at 1 health remaining. Turn 2. Bullet time would allow us to play all of our cards, so I sat and I found the line, allowing us to keep the potion, ending on 1 HP. Yet another close call with death, with our final card reward being an upgraded Crippling Cloud. One last rest site, one final recovery, and with only 26 health, it was... Okay, I hear you. It was now time. Time for time. Time. Lethal damage was a greeting all but to be expected. Crippling and leg sweep hold the door with a poison stab ending the round. Turn 2. Piercing Whale completely removes the incoming damage and the bouncing flask continues the stack. This was a true race against the clock. I play our deadly poison first here, then melee's only taking off 1 damage. 3 health now remaining, 9 damage on its way. Our Fairly in a bottle was ready and waiting to protect us. The boss has 25 poison, we have 2 catalysts. I play catalyst number 1, bringing the value up to 75. Then the duplication brings it all the way up to... I think we might have done it. Guys, with a fairy in a bottle coming in to save the run, we have officially beaten Slay the Spire with only using debuffs. Thank you so much for watching the video. I want to give a huge shout out for those who joined in on this 14-hour live stream. Now, for the giveaway. So, streaming has incurred some gifted memberships, which I really did not expect. And because of this, I'm able to give away an extra copy of Slay the Spire 2 this month. I used random number generators, then got to counting, with Alexander winning the first copy, and out of the 700 numbers, flipping to newest, he won again. To keep it fair, I re-rolled the number, with Menactron taking the second copy. For the members, it was Nick who won here. Congratulations to all three of you. Simply DM me on Discord or send me an email attached to the channel. And, of course, remember to, as always, stay hydrated.